Today I will become the king with you guys as nobles. Well, not y'all, but Twitch chat. That's right, today we are playing King of the Castle. This game uses a unique system that allows for Twitch chat to influence the kingdom with their votes. Each viewer is placed into different factions within the kingdom and they have to go for their own goals. I, as the king, however, must balance each faction while also trying to obtain my own goals. For this run, I had the Eastern Counts, who are basically vampires, the Coastal Patricians, who are merchants, and the Desert Grandees of the South. So let's see if I'm a good king and can lead the nation into a new golden era.
So let's go ahead and begin. Let's see what's going on. King of the Castle Primer. Is there even anyone in purple? Yeah, there's 2 people in purple. Receptor, Leona? No. Hopping their head is crazy. So the Monarch winning, the path to victory, Monarch schemes, okay, Monarch defiance, Nobles winning, Nobles voting, Nobles rebellion. Okay. To win past all 3 stages of your scheme, each stage requires you to get stats to certain levels which are affected in votes. Nobles voting. Oh wait, I'm dumb. Hang on. How you vote is up to you. For your region, scheme to stop other schemes or for the good of the kingdom. If your defiance set is high enough, you can rebel. This bothers your scheme and is risky, especially if you have low military. Okay. You have to specify the color when joining. Looking awfully like Ron right now, Mason. King, I want to rebel. That's crazy. Each season you'll get 3 events to play. Click on one to get started. Okay, guys, we're officially starting. I'm wondering if we're there. So we're gonna start with the path to victory, coronation, the council introduction.
Well, the day of my grand coronation arrives. Time to be crowned and begin my reign.
Shall we call the nobles in? Okay. Choices and stats. Certain choices will change stats. Some choices that do so will indicate this change here. Not all choices that change stats have these indicators, and they do not show the region effect. Okay. Voting. These are the upcoming choices your nobles will vote on. Each of these may change stats in some way. Hey, you better be careful with your words. I'm being good. I'm being good. I'm a good king, I swear. Agreeing all your money, not biased. By the way, this is wild. Okay. What is the laws? You may use 1 law per vote. Try using your veto on one option you dislike. When the vote opens, nobles vote using the command !vote, followed by the choice letter. Okay, so make sure you guys remember that. !vote, and then you put A, B, C, D. The timer. The monarch may close the vote anytime after all nobles have voted, or the timer hits 0. Okay, so be prepared because it's about to give you guys the option to vote. So I'm giving you guys the chance to vote, but I'm also gonna read it myself so you guys know what's going on. Host a lavish parade with jugglers and fountains of wine. Proceed with a religious ceremony that honors the 9th god. Throw the king into the river. That's wild. Troops shall bear the king through the streets atop his shield. Those are your 4 options. Give Green all the money and then make him king. Steal all money. That's wild. So now you guys can vote. I'm sorry, I didn't get to see that. You'll want to veto us. Trust me. See, I'm gonna guess it's something with how like the screen was going. I'm gonna try and fix that after this. I see how it is. You guys really want me in the freaking river. Okay, that's great.
Threw me into the river. Guess we're off to a good start.
Here, heir and ambition. A monarch must acquire an heir and complete their ambition to win the game. A spouse is useful, but not necessary. Okay, winning the game. Complete your ambition before a scheme or rebellion usurps you, or before you lose all authority, treasury, stability. Oh my gosh. Okay, Majesty. The first few years of your reign are the most difficult. You're new and unproven. The nobles of the council will scheme against you, hoping to kick you off the throne and put their own puppet in your place. How can I stop them? To defeat their schemes, you must secure an heir and prove that you're worthy of the crown by completing ambition. Okay. I am scheming is crazy. Bro, I feel like all of y'all are just plotting against me already. Like, there is no like changing that at all. My question is this. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? Scheming intensifies. Where are you getting this heir from, huh? Yeah, Harley can be my heir. That's fine. That's fine.
So I got to decide how I wanted to be remembered. So I chose to be known as the father of the nation. Focusing on farming is all kind of on brand.
That's fine. Interesting. Are you concerned for the welfare of the commoners, or are you just hoping for a favorable passage in the history book? I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's overall farming as much as possible. That's crazy. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, Your Majesty. Now that you've played all events, advance the game by clicking End Season. What if I don't want to? Each region will now vote for one of 3 randomly selected schemes. Okay, so I don't get to see this. Schemes are made up of 3 stages with specific stat requirements. Passing all 3 scheme stages places the region's climate on the throne, winning the game. Okay.
Patricians chose to focus on corruption in the nation, wanting to cause the realms to lose confidence in me.
Scheme should the patrons pursue. Overthrow the king and place their preferred climate asset on the throne. So there's only 2 of y'all voting, which works in the beginning and only if you own the game. So we should be good. So now you guys should be able to vote, and I think this is for our 2 green folks. So Arlie, you should be able to vote now, and literally just do what Austin did, to do exclamation point vote, and then you get to choose. So this is just for green. This is just for green for right now. Whenever it shows your color, that's whenever you'll get to do it. They're gonna be scheming together as wild. So the voting has closed for green. Oof. Okay. Corruption. Go lower authority. I feel like that's a little easy. Works the entire game. Okay. I appreciate it. Muffith? Muff. I'm just gonna call you the Big M. You're the Big M. That's all I'm gonna say. Patricians plan to turn the throne into a that could be bought and sold at will. First, they must ensure that the rule of law is crumbling. To advance that scheme, the patriots must lower authority to 4 or less in 3 seasons.
The counts chose intimidation to flex their spooky rituals, to force their own influence upon the realm.
So my purple gents have voted. Ooh, we got 2 separate votes. Ooh, already getting torn apart. That doesn't look good for you guys. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I like that. Makes it easier on me. Intimidation. You guys are trying to raise stability. Oof. Okay. We see how it is, nothing. I hope we get into a terrible accident. The counts plan to hold the king hostage in his own palace. First, they must lure spy master into a false sense of security. To advance their scheme, the count must raise stability to 5 or more in 4 seasons. Oh, you gotta go to 4 seasons. That sucks.
And the grandees, well, they wanted to use sorcery to do something. I'm honestly not too sure what their plan was.
Yes, swing against green. The grandees plan to make a bargain with a wizard. These immortal spellcasters seldom get involved in political squabbles, but perhaps if the king was considered a threat to their autonomy. I thought we were homies. I see how it is. Gonna take over their territory. That's crazy. To advance their scheme, the grandees must raise authority to 5 or more in 2 seasons. Damn. I'm for corruption. I'm all about greed. Land of our homies is my motto. That is wild. You can view the region's schemes and their claimants. When you have an heir, they'll appear on the right of this page. If your reign ends abruptly, the nobles will vote for their next monarch. This vote is between the two regions with the highest combined stats in your heir, if you have one. Okay. All my homies hate authority. Honestly, the monarch currently has no heir. Okay. Your Majesty, these upstarts are saying they have a right to your throne. No doubt the nobles are already scheming to crown their region's preferred. Oh, ads, bitch. That's crazy. We're not gonna talk about who we're having our hair with.
So during the first year of my reign, the counts arrived at my castle and told me that their bees went missing. Yeah, that was definitely a pressing matter.
Missing bees. The hell does that even mean? Missing bees? Did it not play the Texas speech for you, good sir? Your Texas speech should have been read aloud on screen. Literally scammed is crazy. Your Majesty, terrible news from the east. The bees have vanished. Not the bees! No Texas speech because he he cursed. It censored it. That's wild. Excellent an outdoor picnics in peace, but my breakfast, honey, all the bees. So how dare you tell him to move this terrible news the first time we talk? Why is he bald? Don't judge him. He's your guy. All of them, all across the east, we counts rely on the bees for our honey trade. But worse, in the east, bees are bringers of good fortune. We look after them and they look after us. It's a grim omen indeed, and they've deserted us. Our peasants are scared that we've offended the bees somehow. We must track them down. So, okay, how could the council help track down the mysteriously missing bees? So, let me go back over this. So, purple is saying that the bees have just magically disappeared, and we're trying to figure out how to find them. So the way we're trying to find them are bees come and go, let nature take its course, send messengers to investigate other regions, ask the peasants if they noticed anything wrong. Those are 3 options right there. The only thing we're actually is Grimace Gang gunning down anything that moves. That's wild. So you guys get to vote now. I'm gonna give you guys that chance to read over this and really think about it and go. so y'all get to vote. Y'all get to do your thing. The question is, how do I veto one? That's the real question. I feel like that's a good question. What are these for? I wasn't paying attention, shit. Okay. How do I veto y'all? That's the real question. Because I want to veto y'all. Why can't I veto y'all, bro? I want to veto this. I want to veto this one because y'all messed up. Darwinism win. So it's reversed. Why can't I sit there and vote, bro? This is crazy. So everybody's voted, right? Yeah, for the most part. Except Muffin, but I'm gonna guess it's not before the start. Ah, fuck. That's crazy. Son of a gun, I should have voted beforehand. I think yellow just won already. I think yellow literally just won. Break the tie by selecting one of these options. Oh shit, never mind, I get to choose. I thought it was the bottom. You veto by putting your for social in chat. That's crazy. Muffin, I'm glad you know what's going on. Ask the peasants if they notice anything wrong. I feel like this is better. Bees come and go, let nature take it. I think this helps me, right? Farming is now fruitful. As the eastern beehives languish empty, eastern peasants start sewing bee emblems onto their shirts in vain effort to bring them back. So other nobles profit from the situation. The counts had quite the monopoly on honey. This has given them the chance to get in the market. Trade is now opulent. Trade and wealth is... Damn. Poor bees, honestly. I thought this was a farming run. It is a farming run, so... for me, but I feel like it would help y'all too much. Fear grows more and more amongst the counts who's complained about the crown cares nothing for their troubles. Let's go for green first. Okay. A stinging problem. Having ignored the bee troubles in the east, you've practically forgotten about the situation until Lord Adrian Or stamps in. His face swollen and covered with stings. That's wild. Those damn counts. I bet they sent those bees up there just to trouble us. I didn't wonder what was going on with your face. They've been attacking you. Yes, it's terrible. By the 9th, those bees must be destroyed. No one dares to go outside. Our markets are ruined. Draddock's bones. These bees are our livelihood. If they're killed, they'll bring bad luck to all of us. So, Soap, you gotta pay attention. This is you, my boy. Then you should have taken better care of them, shouldn't you? Some choices have uncertain outcomes called challenges. Oh, shit. These can either be a random or based on a stat. The percentage shows the chance of success. Okay. So what should be done with the escaped bees? Trainers, you see? That's crazy. Focus on luring the bees back to the east. Destroy the bees in the coast. Or get the church to help heal the peasants. And I'm gonna allow you guys to vote on this one. I think. I'm gonna do this. Throw you guys in for a stew. So you guys get to vote on what you're wanting to do and how you're wanting to run it. So let's see how this plays out for you guys. Okay. Get the church to help heal the peasants. I'm liking that. I'm liking that. The faith run is going crazy. Hey, you guys are nice for the peasants. We care about our people on the bottom. Come on. Okay, you guys want to destroy the bees in the coast. Okay. That's what you guys are wanting to do. You're wanting to destroy the bees in the coast. I got you. That's wild. So, destroy the bees in the coast. It was a reverse vote, so you guys just reverse voted.
Trust is a hard thing to come by. How about you just trust in the Lord?
Yeah, it was a reverse vote, so you guys didn't do that. You guys killed all the fucking bees. Many counts are furious, as are their peasants. The killing of bees only bring bad fortune, and no one wants that on their heads. Still, patricians are quick to praise your decisive action. You wait to decide exactly how to proceed. Yes, raise the defiance. Mason is destroying his own kingdom. Our farming? I didn't do that. You guys did that. You voted. I literally did nothing.
So as king, I get to sit there and tax the citizens, which obviously the nobles don't like. But I like money, so I did it anyway. I ended up deciding to lightly tax the counts, which lowered their defiance, and doing a medium tax on the other two. I thought it seemed pretty fair.
If you lose, you're a loser. That's how it goes, I promise. You can set different levels of tax or bribes for each region in your kingdom, potentially punishing some while rewarding others. Balance the needs of your treasury against defiance changes. If a region's defiance is higher than both authority and stability, they can rebel. Oof. So if a region's defiance is higher than both authority and stability, they can rebel. So you are above the authority, but not stability. Okay. Lower my tax is crazy. I ain't paying my taxes. Trade bonus. All nobles gain wealth here, but one region gains extra wealth with the trade bonus. Regions with a higher trade stat are more likely to get trade bonus. Okay, let's see how this works. So we need purple to go down. Because I feel like that just makes the most sense. I feel like everybody else having a casual treasury, a common treasury, it's nice because I mean, we could do that. we could do that. Bro is giving away all his money to purple. Better lower tax. What if we give a cruel tax to yellow? Maybe to green. Green has a lot of money. I can get you an region if you do actually help the kingdom. Don't tax us like that. That's crazy. I feel like I can't trust y'all. I can't trust y'all at all. So let's see. Hang on. Let's look at this. So yellow's trade is so good. Their trade is so high. And raising it doesn't do good. That looks fair. I feel like it looks fair like this. Because if I lower it, then y'all can just screw me over. And green trade is so good. If you lower purple, I want mine lower. Yeah, fuck you. I feel like we're fine. I feel like we're fine. Defiance is now insolent. Okay, so now purple's authority is lower than, or purple's defiance is lower than my authority and my stability, so we're good. Look at the wealth on the right. Green has the most money. Green only has more because we didn't fund a building earlier. It is true, and that also gives them more defiance, and I don't remember how much defiance they needed.
So the kingdom took a bit of a hit in the treasury over time, but I had a plan. If I own the mint, then why not just print my own money? Like, what's the worst that could happen?
Let's see. Treasury almost empty, Your Highness. Where the hell did it all go? What do you suggest we do? From raising taxes, we have precious few options. We get a bank loan or sell off the crown jewels, or perhaps crack open some of your predecessors' tombs. Most were buried with piles of gold, or so I've heard. Rebel is insane. I own the royal mint, don't I? Make more coins. That's really good. Why don't I just do that? Get a hefty loan from a Save a Golem bank. Time to crack open some tombs. Sell off some of the royal jewelry. No wealthier nobles. Yeah, like honestly. It's now 10,700 the royal. Begins trading out new coins, allowing you to pay off several old debts. Hell yeah! Look, hey. Yeah, have a good time with that one, purple.
So it turns out that printing a ton of money out of nowhere, it's kind of a bad thing. Who could have thought?
Illegitimate. This is not gonna be good for me. My treasury is at 0. That is terrible. You guys just gave purple a win. I'm sorry your ears are bleeding though. Talk to the mods. Predictably enough, absolutely everyone from the lowest peasant to the highest noble is outraged to find their money is suddenly worthless. Oh my god, I think we just lost. Oh my gosh, bro, I think we just lost.
I can't stop winning!
Muffin, that's crazy. I can't believe you just won. Resulting chaos makes buy banks difficult and fraud is rampant. Riots consume every major city. I know I vetoed the wrong one. I think we've lost. I think we've lost.
Bruh.
I'm sorry. There's wildfire. There's a chance to redeem ourselves. You crazy up the royal ivy burned to prevent smuggling. But in one town, your soldiers heaped up all the royal ivy in the main square on a particular windy day. The fire spread and half the town was burned down by an accident. The citizens are in uproar. When I should rebel? You shouldn't. We're good people around here. You shouldn't rebel at all. Never. Treasury is too low. Oh my god. Okay, guys, this is all you. Falling fast. Uh-oh. Let me turn down the alerts so I don't get ear destroyed. That way I can save Cheaper's ears too, just for him, you know. Don't print money, kids. Printing money was not a good idea. It was working for so long, bro. We had $10,000 and then things were looking so good. I feel like this is how like America really is. We're just like, eh, it'll work out. Dang. I think everybody just voted for that. Okay, we all know. Inflation's a bitch. You're not wrong. Word spreads that you're unwilling to admit your mistakes. A king like that, rumor has it, will not remain on the throne for much longer. Authority challenge failed. Hey, yo. Yeah, is that bad? Oh my god. Defiance can't go higher. Authority is now dubious. That is really bad. So at least you're not hearing anything about Royal Ivy anymore. Everyone's too busy complaining about you. Uh-oh. Homeless just buy a house. Uh-oh. Defiance can't go higher.
With us being bankrupt, it was the perfect time for an army to revolt. They stormed the castle and overthrew me, with the patricians putting someone in my place.
These two are looking to rebel. This is going great. This is awesome. This is let's just so we just continue. Here it is. Tilted a single gleaming coin. What is that? What's that? The treasury is in entirety. There's nothing left. Your Majesty, you're broke. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Treasury is now 1. Woo! Oh, why my servants are gone. Have you looked under the throne cushions? That's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, something rumbles like thunder. Now what? Oh my god, the soldiers in the armies and even the city watch, none of them have paid in months. They're marching on the capital. They'd better grab your things, Your Majesty. Face the end with their head held high. Come on. Come on. You ride out atop a pure white stallion to face your rebellious soldiers. They're spiraling through the streets like a tide, shouting for your head on a pike. They don't resemble a trained army at all, more like a mob decked out in armor. Don't they have any loyalty to their king, to their kingdom? Yes, times are hard, but they could see it in their hearts too. The words are cut off by an arrow to the sternum. You topple slowly off the horse and are trampled by 1,000 sturdy boots as the soldiers rush forth to loot the palace. Oh my gosh. Now you see what kind of man you are. Having left no heir, it's up to the nobles to vote for your successor from among the clans. You only hope they will keep the kingdom more stable than you did. Loot the palace? What loot? Yeah, you're gonna go there? That is wild. Well, you guys get to vote now. Whoever gets there first gets the 1 gold. It's crazy. It's a vote. It's crazy that Muffin's not even on there. I'm not even gonna lie. Splitting gold between an army. Splitting, like, you gotta sit there and cut it up. And so it's like literally nothing. Oh, we gotta, oh, you guys gotta leave it to me? Bro, it just randomly gave it to him. They have more people to vote. Nah, it was 50-50 and you won.
So that was the story of how I led the nation. Not into a golden era, but into a hyperinflated kingdom. But at least we learned that if you're gonna print off money to pay off loans, you might just take an arrow to the sternum and be trampled by 1,000 soldiers.